Hey everybody, I'm Melanie Alexander.
And I'm Michelle Panessa.
And thanks for tuning in to Connected. Earlier today, Michelle and I had a chance to talk to Aileen Watt about the myths that are out there surrounding supervising students who are on placement. Let's go see what Aileen had to say.
While students are on placement, the best way to look at what is your guide as staff members to know what a student can or cannot do is think of the student as a volunteer. They're learning. So it would depend a lot of what level of independence you want to give that student depends on the level of behavioral and medical needs that the person you're supporting displays. It is most definitely fine for a student to take someone for a walk or to go to Tim Hortons or to hang out at the mall with them if it provides a safe environment and safe supports for the person. The support network surrounded by a person, so their staff members, their person-centered facilitator, the supervisor, would determine ahead of time what people need while out in the community. And would you offer that opportunity to a volunteer? So if Melanie Alexander hooked the person up with a one-on-one volunteer to go to the mall, would that be okay? If that is, then it would be okay for a student to do the same. A student is not to be left in charge of the home. At home it is very different because that also insinuates being in charge of every situation that could arise while in the home. So a student is not to be left in a residential setting without a staff member. But to go out and go for an ice cream or go to the movies for a short period of time, they most definitely can support someone on their own. While on placement, we want to engage a student, and for some students, it's their first introduction to people with disabilities. So the first few weeks are just building a rapport and getting to know the people that they're going to be offering support to. Also, it is a student, so the people we support, this is their home. And to allow people to do the most intimate of care is a decision that the person that you're supporting must be involved in making. If the person is open and to having the student do their personal care with them, by about week 3 or 4, if the student is fully trained by a staff member and the person is comfortable, then yes, the student can start participating in providing personal care. While student placements are happening, all staff members in each location play a significant role in the education of those students. I encourage staff, as I've encouraged students in the new student orientation day, to look at this 7 to 15 week placement as an opportunity to decide, is this field for you? Is this going to be a career for you? It's almost like a 15-week interview. And each staff member plays a key role in training that student to the nuances of what the job is. And everyone, while in the location, plays a role in teaching. Everyone has a key perspective. A part-time staff may have a perspective on a piece of their job that a full-time staff wouldn't. And the part-time staff can certainly educate students on the day-to-day tasks of the job and building relationships with people and meeting their outcomes, but can also be the key person at telling them what it's like to be a part-time staff in our organization, and that can be really encouraging for students. While a student's on placement, they most certainly can drive people supported in their own vehicles if they have a proper insurance and a copy of their driver's license with the agency. Some of our placements, like Access Community Participation Services and CSP Community Support Program, the student on placement a part of their placement must be having their own vehicle, as driving people supported is a part of their placement. A student while on placement should never be driving an agency vehicle. If there is an emergency and we as an agency have a copy of their driver's license, a valid driver's license on file, that may be the case in an extreme circumstance, but they should never be driving our vehicles.
So on behalf of the Joint Health and Safety Committee, we would like to thank everybody for continuing to submit their accident reports in a timely fashion. whether it be a near miss that you experienced, whether you received first aid or medical care after an accident you've had at work. All those accident reports are really important for you to keep completing and sending in, so we can keep track of various trends that are going on within the organization to keep you all, keep us all healthy and safe when we're working. I spoke recently to our privacy officer, who happens to be Indu, and she noticed a trend in the health and safety reporting where people are starting to use the names of people in the accident reports. So this is just a reminder that when you are completing an accident report, when you're getting to the part of the form that asks you to describe what happened, what we need you to do is describe the nature of the accident that you experienced, any environmental factors. Was it slippery outside? Was it raining? Any equipment or materials that were involved in the accident? What side of your what part of your body and what side of your body did you injure if you did suffer an injury? And any factors leading up to the accident that would be something that the Health and Safety Committee would like to take a look at to ensure the ongoing safety in your workplace. Also, when you're writing a report, you should be writing it in the first person. So instead of saying staff slipped and fell, what you would say is I fell. If you're referring to a coworker or a person that you are supporting in the accident report, it's best to not use their names. It's really not relevant in the accident report in most cases, and rather use their initials. We don't want to have any identifying factors in the report, so just write in the first person. It's okay to use your name, and when referring to a coworker or a person that you support, use their initials to keep their privacy safe.
So Melanie, something you might not know about my job is I'm the one who actually does the postings for social media.
Oh, you're the one that's on tweeting and posting on Instagram and Facebook?
All that fun stuff. Now, we always want pictures of people supported and their staff out in the community. So if you're out doing activities such as bowling or taking a nice walk, especially with the nice weather coming, definitely send me your photos at michelle.panessa@cll.on.ca.
Michelle and I spent some time over at 25 Fort Crescent earlier this week, and we learned all about all the kinds of fun things that they do over at Fort Crescent. Michelle, let's head on over there right now and we'll show you a day in the life at Fort Crescent. Thanks everybody for tuning in to Connected. It's our pleasure to bring you information from all across the organization. And if you have any ideas for a segment that you'd like to see or something in the organization and you'd like to learn about, someone you'd even like to meet, feel free to let either Michelle or myself know, and we'll be sure to get it into an upcoming edition of Connected. See you next time.
Bye!